Okay, so you had two sets of essays to compare. You had your literary analysis essays and you had your persuasive opinion essays. So when I sat down to do my Venn diagram, I started by looking at the literary analysis essays because I hadn't seen those yet. And I was asking myself, what does a literary analysis essay have? And the first thing I noticed was that the first sentence of literary analysis essay refers to whatever the work is. So is it a book, is it a story, is it a poem, whatever it is, I get the title and the author in that first sentence. So I had it there in the Outsiders, S.E. Hinton is the author. And then I have it here, Thank You Ma'am by Langston Hughes. And then in the third essay, I have it here, From Blossoms by Leah Lee. So I'm thinking to myself that a literary analysis essay usually has a hook with the title and the author in it, okay? An opinion persuasive essay also has a hook, but the job of that hook is to get the reader's attention. So both have a hook, they're a little bit different, okay? So I'm going to put that on my Venn diagram, and you'll see that in a minute. I also notice that it looks like literary analysis essays have examples, okay? And you can see some places here where I've circled phrases like, for example, and then here I've circled an example, okay? So just like opinion persuasive essays, literary analysis essays have examples. They also both have quoted text, okay? So both literary analysis and opinion persuasive essays have examples and quoted text. I noticed that my essays also have thesis statements, okay? In both opinion persuasive and literary analysis essays, my writer is making a claim of some sort. In the case of literary analysis essays, what I usually have is the writer making a claim about the theme or the character or the conflict. So, in the first two essays, my writer makes a claim about a character. In the first one, the author says that the character is tough but also caring, okay? So when this author, this literary analysis essay goes into the body of the essay, instead of organizing by reasons, this author organizes by evidence. So first she has to prove he was tough, and then she has to prove he was caring, okay? In the second essay, Thank You Ma'am, this one responds to Thank You Ma'am, the author argues that Mrs. Jones changes a trouble-bound boy named Roger. So she is going to need, the writer of this essay is going to need to prove that, okay? So, opinion persuasive, right? That's often me as a writer trying to prove something to you, and literary analysis is very similar, okay? I also want to note that in a literary analysis essay, I did not see the phrase I think or I believe at all. And those were our big clues in opinion persuasive, right? Okay. So literary analysis doesn't have I think and I believe, but literary analysis does have opinion words, okay? So for example, if we look at that second essay, it was a meaningful story, okay? She changed the boy. She was brave walking home. All of that I could argue with you about, right? Everything there I could say I disagree, okay? So that means those are opinion words. Just like I think, believe, show me that I'm sharing my opinion, okay? So do words like meaningful, okay? The author is still sharing his or her opinion about what was read, okay? Although, I noticed that our literary analysis is going to have a summary or maybe many 1 or 2 sentence summaries throughout the essay of what was read, okay? We're going to see the main character referred to. We're going to see the theme referred to, the conflict referred to. Those kinds of things aren't going to happen in an opinion persuasive essay. We're not going to hear about the main character, okay? We're also not going to get facts in a literary analysis essay. Probably. So what I mean by that is in a literary analysis essay, the writer is probably not going to write in chapter 5, the author referred to the character by name 17 times. That's not going to belong in a literary analysis essay, okay? In the introduction, the author of the essay may tell us when the book was written or something like that if they're trying to show us that times have changed, okay? But generally, an opinion persuasive essay is going to rely on facts more than a literary analysis essay. So, let's take a look at the Venn diagram, and I need to zoom out just a little bit. Now, if you didn't do your homework, or if you weren't with us last class, you want to go ahead and fill in your Venn diagram. You can add examples from mine to yours, okay? And then you can get your partial credit.